On social media today, someone in one of the spiritual communities asked a question, and that question was, do you know your role in the Great Awakening? And there was a long list of titles that are meant to define or describe who you are in this paradigm shift. And one of those was a way shower, and I think there was a seer and a visionary and all of those things. And there was a high level of interest and engagement in the discussion that ensued. And that's what inspired me to hop on this evening. Because all of those beliefs link to the idea of the story. We identify with being a person with a history, and we identify with being a spiritual seeker and being advanced, or just a beginner, and on it goes. And then it's very easy when we study different practices or different modalities to start adding those labels, those titles into the spiritual grab bag. And of course then over time the bag gets bigger. We may study some Reiki, and we may become a meditation teacher and learn holistic therapies and train with this or that or the other thing, learn astrology, be able to do readings, and all of those things are great and good, and they can be beneficial. But at a certain point, the bag we carry around with these kinds of titles has to be put down, because we realize that these kinds of titles are just concepts. The idea of being advanced or a beginner or an intermediate spiritual practitioner or seeker, again, it's just more concepts. The truth of who you are is the Supreme Self, or absolute awareness itself, that needs nothing adding to it. You are prior to the story. You are prior to those labels. No matter how lofty a label is, it's still a label. And the whole seeking game, the whole search for enlightenment, or a higher living in a higher state of being, however you want to term it, comes to an end at some point. Because there's a recognition that you already are absolute awareness itself. And I've shared a few pointers before, but it's really worth sharing them again this evening. And one is to ask, are you aware right now? Are you aware? Are you aware of being aware? Are you here right now? And are you certain of that? Are you certain that you are aware? Are you certain that you are aware of being aware? Are you certain that you are here now? I'm guessing you saying yes, or you've said yes to each one of those statements or questions. And if you said yes, I am aware, I am here, and I'm aware of being aware, that's all you need to know. Because being aware of being aware is the same as being aware of being self-realized, because this awareness itself is the self. There's nothing else that needs to be added to it. You don't need to do a retreat or another program. You don't need to study any more books on yoga or breathing. You don't need to do any more healing of the inner child. Being aware that you are aware is it. And this is so profoundly simple that it's completely overlooked and disregarded. And instead, there's an orientation towards believing that it's the personal story with all the titles that has to be somehow enhanced and elevated in order to attain what you already are, which is awareness, aware of itself. It's so simple. It is so simple. So I'll leave that with you. You can check in with yourself throughout the day, even if you're having a bad day at work or you're sitting in traffic. You can check in and say, am I aware? And am I aware of being aware? And see what happens. So I'll leave that with you. Be well. Take it easy. And as always, if you enjoy this content, then please share. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And that's all for me from now. So over and out. Bye for now.